So something I'm having to learn the hard way is that if I really want to connect with my audience, I need to meet them where they're at. A lot of coaches, myself included, we like to talk almost on a pedestal. So we're already 6, 7, 8 years into this entrepreneurship journey. So automatically, we have a lot of information, we have a lot of experience, we have a lot of data to basically talk about. The only problem is most of our clients, especially most of our viewers and people engaging with our content, they're usually not people who are anywhere close to where we're at, which is why they're following. Like if you start getting more followers, they're usually following because you have something, whether it's a skill, whether it's value, whether it's knowledge, or even just the lifestyle that they want to achieve down the line. But the difference is you are 3, 5, 10, 15 years into this journey. And so as coaches, myself included, we automatically think that everybody knows most of what we know. So we start talking about it on a high level. And the reason that it doesn't resonate, the reason why you're not getting a lot of views, the reason why even I struggled to get a lot of engagement initially is because we're talking on such a high level that these people don't understand it. If you look at Alex Ramosi or you look at all these big name entrepreneurs, the reason that they're so successful and the reason that their content does so well is because they take a high level concept and they break it down basically to like a fourth grader's level so everybody can understand it. That way they can share it to other people, to their friends, their family, on their stories, and that's why they're getting so much engagement. So if you guys are really experienced in a specific field and you're 2, 3, 5, 10 years into this journey, don't make the mistake that I did by assuming that people know all of the stuff that you do and assuming that these concepts are applicable, because a lot of the stuff that you probably know that you are very experienced with, that you could talk about all day long on your social media, is not going to help the average person viewing it. So what you need to do is you need to meet your clients and meet your audience where they're at. You know, figure out what their pain points are, figure out what they're struggling with, figure out what they need help with, and then figure out what their ideal outcomes are. Figure out where they want to get to. What is that gap, and how do you specifically take your audience or your potential clients from point A to point B? That was probably the biggest shift that I've had to make in my content, is instead of talking about all these high level tactics and strategies and whatnot that I just assumed everybody knew, when in reality they're like, what the heck is this guy even talking about? Instead of doing that, I started to dumb down a lot of my content respectfully, which helps just resonate on a deeper level. It hits harder because people actually understand it, and it's actually usually harder to dumb something down or like really condense it than it is to just talk about this high level concept. So I want you guys to start really actively thinking, okay, based on all the information that I know, based on this level that I'm at, you know, that's not always going to be applicable for the average viewer. So how do I take what I know and take where I'm at in this experience, and how do I make it applicable to my audience? Meet them where they're at, figure out what their pain points are, figure out where they're trying to get to, and then how do we get those people from where they are now to where they want to be? That's the type of content we need to create. That's the gap that we need to create and show them, and then we need to basically be that bridge to get them from point A to point B. So hopefully this helps. That was something I've had to kind of learn over the past 4 or 5 years, is that, you know, you could talk about all this high level stuff, and we often, again, just think that these people know what we're talking about, when in reality they have no idea. So even the most basic concepts, like I started talking about some of the most simple concepts to understand, like content creation, consistency, mindset, just camera confidence. And that was the stuff that really resonated, because who were you 3, 5, 8 years ago when you were first getting into this? There are some basic things that you didn't even know how to do in your business. Those are the things that really make an impact, especially in the beginning when it comes to helping your target market. So just want to put that out there.